The industry has a dirty little secret surrounding dropshipping fulfillment. I'm sure you've seen the videos of influencers, very popular influencers in the dropshipping space, talking about how Aliexpress is dead, how you can't use it, how it's too slow, how the quality of the products is too poor, and how the service itself is unreliable. And because of that, you have to use this other service. Now, I don't have a problem with financial incentives. I'm all about making money and having multiple streams of income. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem that I have is that they're generally lying to you in order to fatten their pockets, and that's something I'll never do on this channel. But what if I told you there's more to the story? What if I told you that these influencers have a financial incentive to lie to you? I've been in the fulfillment industry since 2018. I founded Titan 3PL that year and very quickly grew it to an 8-figure company. We were rapidly doing $20 to $50 million in revenue a year. And there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money to be made in fulfillment. As you can imagine, being in the industry that long, I had 30 employees. I had my own warehouse in Hangzhou, China. I was flying out there a couple times a year. This is a very, very serious operation. So I know the ins and the outs of the industry, and I'm going to break it down for you in this video. While I have you here, guys, please drop a like and a comment, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate all that stuff. And of course, you can also reach out to me directly in my Discord, The Yard. Link should be in the description. All right, flashback to 2017. AliExpress shipping times were usually about 45 to 60 days. This was the norm. This is the year that I started drop shipping. And a lot of people think that that's just crazy. How could you possibly run a business with 60-day delivery times? And the answer to that is simply customer service and quality products. If you're communicating with the customers well, setting proper expectations, responding to emails in 24 hours, and selling products that people will actually like, then you actually should never have a chargeback or dispute. At least they should be very rare. In my first 6 months of dropshipping, and I did quite a lot of revenue in my first years, even in the first 6 months, I only had one chargeback. And that's because I was very, very diligent with my customer service, responding every single day, never letting emails get more than 24 hours old. And I was committed to finding products that were high quality. Fast forward to today, 2023, shipping times on AliExpress are significantly better. They're usually about 2 weeks, which really isn't bad, even in comparison to a US company shipping something to somebody. It's not uncommon for things to take 5 to 7 business days to arrive. And with drop shipping, you're looking at somewhere around 7 to 12 business days. 2 weeks is not a big deal, guys, especially if you're staying on top of your customer service. Chargebacks should not be a concern. It shouldn't be an issue if you're managing your business well. And I really want to emphasize, guys, that you should be looking for quality products. You should be reading the reviews. You should be reading the reviews not only of the product, but also of the seller themselves. Each store on AliExpress has their own seller rating. Another thing to look for is the price of the product compared to what they claim it is. If it's a leather jacket and they're charging $12, there's probably a good chance it's going to be a piece of junk. So just use some common sense when you're picking out products that you want to sell. The reason why I wanted to bring this up today is because it's honestly one of the most frequently asked questions that I get. And it's usually from people who are brand new to dropshipping, maybe have never tried to dropship before. And they hear all these rumors, these lies that float around the industry that you can't use AliExpress anymore. And I just want to emphasize that AliExpress is okay. In fact, even though I own my own fulfillment company, I still use AliExpress for some of my orders. And the reason for that is because it's not economical to bring in just 1 or 2 items. Say it's a product that I test that doesn't get a lot of orders, it only gets 1 or 2. It's much simpler, it's much faster and less of a headache to just order those 2 items on AliExpress than it is to contact the factory, have them ship it to our warehouse, repackage it, ship it out. It's not worth doing all of that unless you're doing high volume. This isn't a knock on fulfillment companies. They are essential to this industry. You need them when you're operating at a high volume. The point I'm trying to make here is that if you're just starting out, this shouldn't be a roadblock. This shouldn't be preventing you from taking that next step, from starting your business, from pursuing your goals. This should also serve as a general reminder that the things that you hear on YouTube are usually incentivized in some way. And that can be fine, okay? It's okay to recommend services that are good.
even if you get incentivized for it. There's nothing wrong with that, although it should be disclosed. But whenever somebody tells you not to use AliExpress or not to use something else, you have to use this other thing, they're usually getting kickbacks from that service. So just take everything you hear with a grain of salt, add in your own common sense. And if you're not sure, you can always ask me directly in my Discord. Hopefully that was insightful, helpful in some fashion. I know it's kind of a basic subject. So for those of you that have been in the industry a while, you already know these things, but I'd say that 90% of the people that are watching dropshipping videos on YouTube are brand new and they don't know this stuff. So it's important to put the truth out there, and hopefully you guys appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the yard and in the next video.